Welcome to an overview of the decision framework. In order to get to the decision framework, please use this link, safe.ohio.state.oh/portal. When you get to this page, you will enter your username and your password. If you have forgotten your username or password, please click on this, forget your username and password, and this will help you to retrieve that. After you've input the information, click sign in. You will then get to your personal page with your personal information. Go to Decision Framework. Click on Decision Framework. You will then be on the Ohio Decision Framework Start page. Find your school. Click on your school. And the fiscal year, which is 2015, not submitted to CCIP. Please make sure that you select this one, not submitted to CCIP. After you have selected your school and the fiscal year, you will then start to complete the decision framework. This work should be completed with your SSC BLT members or district leadership team. You would first start with level 1 in the decision framework, achievement and growth area. You will click on by grade. By grade has each content area. You will by grade again has each content area: reading, math, writing, social studies, science, and level of concern. You will be completing the reading and mathematics content area for grades. Your team or district leadership team will look at the 4-year trend data and discuss for each grade level, is it a high, medium, low, or not a level of concern. This information is the OAA, or for high school, OGT data that is populated. I would also suggest that buildings utilize common assessment data to make these decisions also. After your team has selected the content for each area, reading and mathematics, and for the grade level, please remember to select Save. That is saving your information, and then your team would go to the next content area, which is mathematics. Again, look at the 4-year trend data, have discussion about if it is a high, medium, low, or not a level of concern. After you have completed reading and math content area, you will then go by group. By group, this is your subgroup data. The first subgroup is minority. Please remember that the minority data in the decision framework is inclusive of Hispanic, African American, Somalian, elective. With each subgroup data, you will have to complete the content area of reading and math. Look again at the 4-year trend data for that particular subgroup. And as a team, determine again if it's a high, medium, low, or not a level of concern. After you have selected your level of concern, click Save. Again, you will need to complete each subgroup. This is minority, students with disability, LEP, economically disadvantaged, and gifted. You will then select your bubble chart. Your bubble chart just gives you information on those students that are reading proficiency and math proficiency in those different subgroups. The size of the bubble represents the percentage of students in your building. Then when you will click on your results. The result page actually shows what your team has selected is your area of concern by grade and by those student subgroups. We will now go to level 2. In level 2, you will be completing clicking on the instruction. In the instruction component, you will be completing the instructional practice. Your team will be discussing these essential areas and deciding here if you have implemented this with a high, medium, or low level of implementation. It's a little different from the grade level. This is your level of implementation that your district or team has implemented. You will do this for instructional practice. And then what do? We click Save. Your team will then click on the Professional Development tab. You will have discussions about the PD that was provided. This is really a good idea to actually have your focus plan there when you're having these discussions so that we can reflect on very accurate data and information. So you will complete the professional development component, select Save. We will complete the instruction piece for reading, mathematics, and writing. Some buildings and districts have decided that they would like to do it for social studies and science also. That would be a building or district's choice. After your team has completed level 2 instruction component, you can click on results. And then it would actually populate what your team has discussed was your level of implementation. This is a great graph to utilize when you are discussing what is going to be some of your focuses that are going to be inclusive in your focus plan. We will now go to level 3, which is our leadership component, and click on the leadership tab. In the leadership component, you will be completing the data and decision making, focus goal setting, instruction and learning, and community engagement. Again, you will be discussing as a SSC BLT team what was the selected degree of implementation, high, low, medium, or none. Remember to save all of your information. After you've completed all 4 of those tabs, you will then go to attendance. Attendance, your team will discuss again what are the grades that are a high, low, or medium level of concern, what groups are high, low, or medium level of concern. Select Save. Some buildings have decided to utilize also the discipline tab, particularly in those high schools that we are looking at students and how we are intervening for students' behavior. So that would again be a building decision. After you've completed the leadership component, you will click on engagement. In the engagement section, you will complete the parent participation and perception, communication, the student, and the community involvement. Again, you will be selecting the degree of implementation, determining as a team if it's a high, low, or medium level of concern, saving that information, and going to your results page again after your team has completed that to determine as a team what are some of our areas of strength and what are some areas that we continuously need to work on should be inclusive in our focus plan. After your team has completed the engagement, discuss results, you will then go to profile. Clicking on the profile tab, you will look at each component in the profile. You as a team will determine 3 priorities for your building. You will select yes for those priorities in your building. Actually, instead of 3, you would also look at each area and select 1 from each area. After you've selected a priority from each area that is populated, you will again select save. Once you select save, that information will be populated into your needs assessment. All of the priority areas that were selected are again populated into this block, which is your needs assessment. You as a team will then discuss how will we address these areas of concern, the areas that are a priority in our focus plan. You will then write a narrative with your team on how you're going to address the needs assessments. After that is done, again, we select save. Do not select submit to CCIP. This is only a district level function. You have now completed the decision framework and you are prepared to develop your focus plan. Thank you.